In a picturesque village nestled at the foot of the towering Silver Peak, there lived a humble weaver named Anna. Her quaint cottage, surrounded by a lush garden, was adorned with colorful flowers and radiant tapestries that adorned its walls. Anna was renowned throughout the village for her skill in weaving intricate and enchanting designs. Her life was simple but filled with contentment, and she cherished her cozy abode. Anna's neighbor, Victor, stood in stark contrast to her simple life. He was a wealthy merchant living in a grand mansion, but his heart was never at ease. Victor couldn't fathom Anna's contentment and often wondered how she could find happiness in her modest cottage. One sunny morning, he approached Anna and shared an intriguing tale of a magical fountain atop Silver Peak, said to grant wishes. Victor encouraged Anna to embark on a journey to find this mysterious fountain, which held the promise of altering her life forever. Anna, curious and captivated by the possibility of what lay beyond her cottage, decided to leave her loom and tapestries behind and make her way up the challenging mountain. Anna's ascent up Silver Peak was a demanding and treacherous journey. The winding mountain trails tested her strength, and she faced challenges that pushed her to her limits. The path was uneven and rugged, with sheer drops on one side and dense forests on the other. Despite her physical exhaustion, Anna's determination and kindness shone through. She encountered a variety of obstacles along the way, each of which added depth to her character and underscored her unwavering commitment to her quest. As Anna continued her climb, a sudden change in weather brought a torrential rainstorm. She found herself drenched, shivering in the cold mountain winds. Seeking shelter under a rocky overhang, she contemplated turning back, but her resilience prevailed. With sheer grit, she forged ahead, using her soaked shawl as a makeshift rain cover. About halfway up the mountain, Anna faced a formidable challenge. A narrow, treacherous trail perched along a steep cliffside, offering her little room for missteps. It was at this moment that she crossed paths with an unexpected ally, a friendly mountain goat with shaggy, grey fur. The goat's knowing eyes seemed to convey a sense of guidance, and it nimbly navigated the perilous path. Seeing the goat's agility, Anna realized that she couldn't manage this treacherous stretch on her own. She approached the goat cautiously, offering it a piece of bread from her satchel. The goat, as if understanding her intent, accepted the gift and allowed Anna to clasp a piece of sturdy rope around its neck. Working together, they inched along the cliffside, Anna holding tight to the rope and the goat leading the way. At times, the goat would pause, sensing danger or a precarious footing, and Anna would adjust her steps accordingly. Finally, they reached the summit, where the magical fountain awaited. Anna's heart swelled with gratitude for the assistance of the goat, who had become not just her guide but also a symbol of the bonds that can form in the face of adversity. At the peak, Anna discovered the legendary magical fountain. As she gazed into its sparkling waters, she made a heartfelt wish, whispering, "I wish for happiness, no matter where I am or what I have." A radiant light enveloped her, and a profound sense of contentment washed over her. Anna began her descent down the mountain, her heart now filled with a newfound serenity. Along the way, she encountered a family of birds, and they guided her safely back to the village. When she returned to her cottage, she was astounded to find her loom had undergone a miraculous transformation. It now wove tapestries of unparalleled beauty. These tapestries were not only visually stunning but also imbued with an enchanting magic that filled anyone who gazed upon them with an overwhelming sense of joy. Anna's tapestries quickly became renowned in the village and beyond. People from distant lands traveled to see the weaver whose creations could warm even the coldest of hearts. Anna continued her simple life in her cozy cottage, but her work radiated happiness to all who encountered it. Meanwhile, Victor, consumed by his insatiable desire for wealth and status, embarked on a perilous journey to reach the magical fountain atop Silver Peak. His climb was riddled with challenges and tests of character, mirroring the tumultuous nature of his desires. The steep and rocky ascent tested not only his physical endurance but also his resolve, and Victor often found himself in moments of doubt, wrestling with the inner demons of his ambition. The path upward was fraught with unpredictable weather, and Victor faced a relentless storm as he ventured higher up the mountain. Rain lashed at his clothing, and the biting wind cut through his garments, chilling him to the bone. The rain-soaked earth made each step treacherous, and the conditions were unbearable. Seeking shelter under a jagged rock overhang, he questioned the wisdom of his pursuit. He wondered whether he should continue or return to the comfort of his lavish mansion, yet his burning desire to possess more, to be more, fueled his determination to press on. As he climbed further, Victor's journey brought him to the same perilous cliffside trail that Anna had conquered with the help of the friendly mountain goat. Unlike Anna, Victor faced the challenge alone, the memory of his own greed weighing heavily on his shoulders. The precipitous drop on one side and the dense forest on the other seemed to taunt him, and fear clawed at his heart. It was a moment of reckoning, where his thirst for riches was met with the stark reality of his vulnerability. The climb to the summit had become a test of Victor's character. He felt an overpowering solitude that contrasted sharply with the life of opulence he had always known. The allure of his grand mansion filled with material treasures was replaced with a gnawing emptiness, the isolation of his desires. When he reached the magical fountain and made his wish for immense wealth and grandeur, he expected an immediate transformation of his life. However, as he descended back to his mansion, he discovered the curse of his desire for material wealth. The treasure-filled rooms that once gleamed with opulence now felt hollow and lifeless. Victor found himself inexplicably alone, cut off from meaningful human connection, and his grandeur had turned into a gilded prison. He realized that happiness was not found in the cold metal of riches but in the warmth of relationships and the simple joys of life. Humbled and seeking guidance, Victor paid a visit to Anna, asking for her forgiveness. She welcomed him with open arms, and the two neighbors, once so different, became close friends. They would often sit in Anna's cottage, weaving stories and creating tapestries that filled the world with happiness, proving that true contentment can be found in the heart, not in possessions. And so, in the village at the base of Silver Peak, the weaver and the merchant showed everyone that happiness was a treasure that could be discovered within the heart, regardless of one's circumstances. They lived their lives filled with warmth, joy, and beautiful tapestries, living happily ever after. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.